Okay, today we have Elk Ragu on the menu. Let's go. Okay, so we're gonna start with onions, vegetables, and celery, diced small. And it's gonna get juicy, but you're gonna cook till all the juices cook back down, and you're gonna cook for a total of 20 minutes. Then add, so thyme, parsley, oregano, add those. We're just seasoning the vegetables right now. We're gonna take them off after they're done cooking and set them aside. So add garlic, any kind. So we have the vegetables set aside, and I'm just gonna take half of them out, put it in the blender and blend it, puree that with just a little bit of beef broth for some liquid for the blender. So let me add that. This blender kind of sucks, so yeah, let's see if it works. It did not work, but I got it eventually. So put half of that veg that's pureed back in your bowl with your vegetables that are diced. Everything's cooked, so you're gonna set that aside, and we're gonna get ready to brown our meat. So let me tell you why I blend half of my vegetables. So when I prepare the veggies, the onions, celery, and carrot, I dice them really small. It's just my preferred texture. It's also my preferred texture to blend half of my vegetables. You don't have to do that. Most of the recipes I've researched do not say puree your vegetables in any way. My family, it's how I'm able to put so many. If I had just diced all those vegetables in the sauce, like, my family's gonna be pointed out that there's a lot of vegetables in there. And I don't want it to be as noticeable. It's just also just as important to have just that total amount of vegetables in there, for the flavor. So you don't want to cut back on the vegetables. So I puree it and make it into more of the sauce, so it's undetected. That's why I do that, but you don't have to do that. Okay. Pound of meat on high. That's 1 pound for a single batch. I actually am adding 3 pounds of meat for my dish today. It's gonna get messy. Okay, so you're gonna brown the meat, and it's gonna release all its juices, and you're gonna brown the meat until the pink's all the way gone, and then the juices kind of reabsorb back into the meat. So you want to keep cooking it until that happens. Then if you're this is elk, so I don't have any fat to drain or get off, but if you use beef or anything that has fat in it, make sure to drain the extra fat off. Okay, this is a 6-ounce jar of tomato paste. Doesn't matter what kind you use. Don't leave the lid in there. I'm using half of it. I'm putting it right into the meat. I'm using half of it because I'm making a triple batch right now. So if you're making just a single batch with 1 pound of meat, then a big, or maybe 2 tablespoons, let's just say 2 tablespoons of tomato paste. Add that right now into the meat. Also add Worcestershire. Like I'm making a triple batch right now, so I'm putting quite a bit, but I would say in a single batch I would put 2 good tablespoons. You need it. Okay, so Now that cook that down maybe on high for 4 minutes, constantly attended, it's on high. I'm gonna turn it down to medium. And I'm gonna add another round of pepper. We're seasoning just the meat right now. The vegetables were already seasoned before, so what I'm not gonna add is salt to this meat. This is mushroom seasoning. I get this from Trader Joe's. You don't have to. I just like mushroom seasoning just a little bit in my Italian dishes that I use any meat in. My husband hates mushrooms. Like, he doesn't know. Because you can't taste the mushrooms. It's just like a depth of flavor. Just a little, like that stuff is called umami. Just adds a little something. And you don't have to add it at all. Like, this dish is gonna be just as good without mushroom seasoning, period. What is important is onion powder. I have this Kinder's caramelized onion butter powder. Just use regular powder, onion powder. I just was out, so this buttery onion powder is gonna do. Lots of onion powder. We added a lot of onions to this, but we also need onion powder. I'm gonna do another round of oregano, parsley, and thyme. A little extra thyme and a little extra oregano. And that's it. Keep stirring until it comes together. And then we're gonna add the veggies back in. Okay, medium heat. Veggies and half pureed veggies. So half and half. Back in, added to the meat. Get every little bit. Now, combine that. This is the wine I use. It's my favorite. I've tried a bunch of other cooking wines and nothing tastes like this. So that's why I use it. I get it at Vaughn's. You can get it at Smith's. Okay, we'll see if my phone stays up. Oh, okay. Measure out for a single batch of ragu, 1 cup of red cooking wine. I'm gonna add that in just a second. Okay, I'm doing a triple batch right now. So I have 3 cups of wine, and that should be half of this extra big bottle. Usually at the grocery store, they come in like this size bottle, which is like 2 batches of ragu or 3. Anyways, I'm gonna add, just top it off to the wine there, so that I use actually exactly half of this. And let's add it to the meat. Okay, here's the wine. I'm gonna add it to the meat and veg. We're gonna cook this on a good simmer, not too high. Maybe we're gonna bring it up to a high simmer right now. And then we're gonna put it back down to like a medium-low simmer. Yeah, let me show you an ideal simmer. Hold on. Under medium, and see, that's not like a rolling boil, but there's movement here. This is what you need in order to reduce. You do not want a fast boil. You want a slow simmer so that the juices are absorbed and it's done over a slow time. This dish takes 4 hours and it's a low and slow kind of thing. So we want to stir this occasionally. Always watch your temp in case it's getting too simmery, boily. It's looking too hot, you need to keep it down, but you want to keep a couple bubbles going at least for 30 minutes. Check it for sure at 20. Could only need 20, but sometimes I go longer. Okay, this meat and veggies and wine and seasonings have been reducing for 28 minutes. Okay, so we're going to, we see that the liquid has been reduced by probably half. I'm gonna go. Okay, when you add the wine, you want to add bay leaves at that time. So I'm a fan of bay leaves, and I always add an extra bay leaf when I use dry bay leaves. So definitely want to do that. So don't forget to add your bay leaves. Okay, we're gonna add, we just reduced by half the wine, and we're gonna add just a little bit of sugar to balance out the tomato sauce that we're about to add. I use passata. It's just nothing but tomatoes, like as close to Italian tomato sauce, like simply not seasoned, no other ingredients, just tomatoes, pureed, with Italian tomatoes. Get the passata that you get at the regular grocery store. You just have to look for it because it's not like exactly where all the pasta tomato sauces, the pasta sauces. You have to look where like the canned tomato sauce is, like the pureed tomatoes and that kind of stuff, like petite diced and the canned goods. So we're gonna add the tomato sauce. Okay, 2 cups. So for a single 1 pound batch of ragu. So I'm doing a triple batch, so I'm doing 6 cups of tomato sauce. Ooh, gosh, it's so messy every time. Why did I forget? How do I avoid that splash? I don't know. Okay, add all your tomato sauce. Gosh, the splash. Tomato sauce combined. Bring the heat back up. Let's get all this to temp, which is hot temp. And then we'll bring it back down. And we'll continue to simmer. At the same time that you add your tomatoes, you also add your beef stock. So it's 32 ounces for a single batch, which is just one of these boxes of beef stock. I'm adding 3, so let me do that. So we're adding the rest of the beef broth, or bone broth would be like amazing in this. I should have that in this good dish because I'm making it for after surgery. That would be better for me to heal. But anyways, we're adding all the beef stock. We're adding this is the last thing that we're adding, and then we're gonna cook it for the rest of the time. Total cook time is 4 hours, and so I'm gonna cook this for another 2 hours, maybe even 3. I don't know. We're gonna do it low. We're gonna turn the temp back down to just under medium, Don't add a lid. Keep the lid off. Keep checking on it every 15 minutes. Don't forget, don't just add a timer and then walk away for an hour. This is not the dish to do that. This dish takes 4 hours to make, so total time 4 hours. You can do it. Okay, I just wanted to show you the final product and texture after total cook time. And it's reduced down quite a bit. It looks just like a regular spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce. Now, you can see that there are vegetables in here, but there's not quite as many popping out at you as there would be if I hadn't have pureed half of them, so. Okay, so I look different. It's a different day. I had to call it at the end of the day without finishing my video, sorry. So, I just wanted to like make a few notes to point out that I don't know if this is technically a ragu or a bolognese. I don't know, I'm not Italian. I can tell you why I call it ragu. I needed to not just call it like pasta sauce, because it's a lot more special than that. It takes so long, it's a labor of love. And I feel like when you call it like bolognese or ragu, it's like, oh, I see, whatever is about that is special, right? No one really knows what is technically a ragu or bolognese, not around here. So that's why I call it that. Also, I wanted to point out that like, use whatever tomato sauce that you have. It could be Great Value tomato basil pasta sauce, a jar of, like, you don't have to use what I use. Just use any tomato sauce, period. Just use what you have the energy for with all of these ingredients. I'm just showing you how I make mine to get the final product that I get, which is basically been adjusted to my personal taste buds and my family. That's why I use this specific type of wine that I use. Like, the final product just tastes different to me when I use a different kind of wine or when I have tried them in the past. So I just suggest making this again and again and adjusting it each time you make it to fit your needs. That's why I'm making this video. So I hope you try it. If nothing else, this is just another elk recipe that is absolutely amazing. This is my current favorite obsession, like food obsession. This is the meal that I eat out of comfort when I need to feel good. That's why I'm making it for my surgery. It's my favorite meal. So I hope you enjoy it too as much as I do. Thanks.